Okay, so this stop is a bit of a unique one. It's something that we can find in Iceland in several locations and other European countries that have particularly mountainous regions and that are very cold. So behind me, you can see a nice valley and you can see some water running in it. Now I'm just going to pan the camera around and show you the valley. Okay. So, anybody got any ideas what used to be in this valley? So we've got fairly steep sides, and we've got water running in it. And then up this side, instead right in the bottom next to the water, we've got these big black volcanic rocks. Okay, now there are some clues in front of you as to what maybe used to be in this valley, because it didn't used to look like this at all. Those clues in front of you are ice. Okay, so if I just bring us around, you can see what used to be in this valley because it's in the valley behind me. Okay, this is Solheimajokull, which is a glacier. And a glacier is a big, massive, huge chunk of flowing ice. And it comes down the valley. It's coming down the valley here from a bigger glacier up in the highlands. And you can see it fills that valley behind. And as it comes down, it moves because it's so heavy, it almost flows, and it flows because of gravity. And that glacier used to fill this entire valley. Now, due to global warming, because temperatures are rising, this glacier is actually what we call retreating and is moving back up the valley. It's retreated by 1,300 metres, so over a kilometre since 1995, which is a big, big loss of ice when you look at the sheer size and weight of that ice. Now you can see it's got bits of black in it, so it's fairly white, bluey colour, but with these bits of black in it. Anybody any ideas what that black might be? Clues are in the hills around you. Yeah, it is volcanic rock. So all this black rock is volcanic rock. And as that glacier powers its way down the valley, it plucks and it abrades the rock. It abrades and plucks the rock from underneath and from the sides. And that's why it looks almost dirty in places, because it's picked up this volcanic rock. It freezes, the ice freezes around the rocks on the sides of the valley. And then as it moves, it plucks it out. And then the material that's sat in the ice, the glacial, the rock inside the ice, which we call glacial till, scours the valley as it comes down. So all of that material in that glacier there will have come from that valley, but also from this part of the valley. And these chunks of rock, of ice that we've got just here, are basically what we call carved pieces of ice. Not carved as in carved with a knife, but we call it carving, when a glacier carves away bits of ice. And these are now floating in this bit, which is called a glacial lagoon. Now this lagoon's only been here since about 2010, which is when the temperatures have really started to rise. So it used to just have a little stream, a little meltwater stream, but now we've got these big chunks of ice, and it is forming in this beautiful glacial lagoon. And that glacier is going to keep retreating and retreating and retreating because the temperatures are rising and the ice is melting. And that's happening here in Iceland on several glaciers. There are a few really big ones, but it's also happening in other European countries where there are glaciers in places like the Alps.